police, and Facebook blocks certain posts. This is OU Nightly. Hello, thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Alex Antoindes.
And I'm Baylee Bates. We begin today with breaking news here on OU's campus. Late this afternoon, a woman was hit by a car at the intersection of Lindsay and Ask.
Yeah, the woman was riding a Lime scooter crossing the south side of Lindsay Street, and she wasn't seriously injured as soon as she was able to get up and talk with police about it. Now, we reached out to Norman Police for more information, and we will keep you posted. And more allegations of sexual abuse by former OU President David Bourne have come to light.
A former OU teacher's aide has come forward to tell his story. OU Nightly's Tori Johnson fills us in on the situation.
Alex Baylee, that former teacher's aide is Jess Eddy. In an article by Non-Doc, he alleges David Bourne began his sexual advances toward him when he was 21 years old. Between 2010 and 2012, Eddy says Bourne touched him sexually on several occasions. These allegations come just a month after OU hired the Jones Day law firm to look into counts of misconduct by the former university president. The law firm has also interviewed Eddy. OU released this statement last night, which says, in part, while individuals may share their own personal accounting, it is critical that the university proceed deliberately, objectively, and with respect for all the individuals involved. OU Nightly also reached out to Bourne's attorney, Bob Burke, and he sent a statement acknowledging Eddy's claims, but denying any wrongdoing by Bourne, saying the inquiry by Jones Day was based on nothing but rumors. We will continue to follow this story, so stay tuned in to OU Nightly. Reporting live from Evans Hall, Tori Johnson.
Thank you, Tori. And a Chickasha man was sentenced last night to serve 10 life sentences for a shootout with police. Alex Warren Klingler began firing at police when they tried to serve a warrant on his home in 2017. Police received a report earlier that morning of Klingler assaulting someone and went to check it out. According to reports, Klingler had a .308 assault rifle. 3 officers were injured in that shootout.
An op-ed was released by Oklahoma State Superintendent of Public Instruction Joy Hoffmeister. She discusses the problems of parental incarceration and how it affects Oklahoma school children emotionally, developmentally, and socially. Oklahoma was the first state to host a full-day summit last fall focused on childhood trauma and its impact on education. This month, they continued the conversation and hosted a session on trauma-informed instructions for over 500 educators.
Another area that could possibly affect young students are proposed cuts to the Special Olympics. Scott Haas joins us in the News Center with more information.
Thank you. Backlash continues against Education Secretary Betsy DeVos after a congressional testimony to Congress to defend the defunding of the Special Olympics. In her testimony, she defended her proposal to take away nearly $18 million worth of funding from the Special Olympics, but Congress members lashed back.
Madam Secretary, I have to say that. I mean, it may be offensive. Shame on you. This is your watch.
The proposed cuts are highly unlikely to pass the Democratic-controlled House of Representatives. British Prime Minister Theresa May announced today that she plans on stepping down from her position if her Brexit deal goes through. May made the announcement to Conservative lawmakers ahead of today's upcoming votes on both May's deal as well as other possible plans to leave the European Union. May's deal had already been rejected twice by lawmakers and has had to extend the deadline to depart the European Union since no deal could be reached. May has refused numerous calls to cancel Brexit or to call for a second referendum to allow the people to vote whether or not they still want to leave the European Union. The man who rammed his car into a crowd of anti-racism protesters in Charlottesville, killing Heather Heil and injuring 30 others, pleads guilty to federal hate crimes. James Fields pleaded guilty to 29 of the 30 charges facing him after his deadly car attack back in 2017. The 30th charge, which would have led to the possibility of the death penalty, was dropped. The attack came after a Unite the Right rally the day before where white supremacists protested the removal of Confederate statues. counter-protesters, including Heather Heyer, showed up afterwards. And guys, Facebook announced that they will be banning content and posts that support white nationalism and white separatism.
Thank you, Scott. Tense moments in Arkansas today when a truck carrying ammonium nitrate explodes. Take a look at the huge hole in a highway left by the blast. Police say the truck was traveling along Highway 278 from El Dorado to Texarkana when the brakes caught on fire. The truck's driver got out and was trying to put out the fire when the explosion happened, killing the man. There's no word on how long it will take for the road to be repaired. And it's a pretty nice day outside, just a little bit windy.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out there. OU Nightly meteorologist Jordan Overton joins us now. Jordan?
That's right, it's windy, but at least it's sunny. There's really no clouds in the sky, at least in central Oklahoma and in northeast Oklahoma and Norman clear skies. But notice on our Kelsea cam, we've got some clouds out from the distance. Those are associated with the now disintegrating storm complex in northwestern Oklahoma. There it is. So there is Woodward. Up in northwest, there's I-35, there's Kansas. Those storms are going to continue to weaken as we go throughout the evening tonight. But otherwise, it's awesome out there. It's beautiful. 74 degrees in Norman, 73 degrees in Oklahoma City, 77 degrees in Woodward, and reaching the 80s in the Panhandle. So it's nice and warm, but it's still March. And we're going to be reminded of that coming up on Friday. We've got some severe weather chances. I'm going to be talking about that. And frosty is returning. I'll let you know what it means coming up. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jordan. In our report yesterday on Oklahoma's $270 million opioid settlement with Purdue Pharma, we said that the deal means an end of the legal process, but actually other pharmaceutical firms and their subsidiaries have not yet reached an agreement with the state of Oklahoma. Those cases could go to trial in the future, and we regret the error. That's a big month on campus for the Environmental Club. It's Earth Month.
Coming up, we'll have the details of events and ways for you to get involved on campus.
Plus, if you're looking for a new daring club to join, we have one just for you. Stay with us.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. 2 decades later, a Greenland glacier is growing instead of melting. Kelsea Bickerstaff is here with Earth Report.
Greenland's largest glacier, Jakobshavn, is finally growing after about 20 years. The cold water in Disco Bay surrounding the glacier caused the change by making it grow taller. According to Josh Willis, a glacier expert, Jakobshavn has grown 100 feet between 2016 and 2017. As water temperatures continue to cycle, this growth may not continue. It is predicted the glacier will start thinning again by this summer or next year. As discussion about climate change continues to grow, residents of one island are in fear of their home disappearing. Rising sea levels in the Pacific Ocean are causing some residents of the Marshall Islands to move out. Located between Hawaii and the Philippines, the Marshall Islands have a population around 53,000 people. 2 years ago, they built a seawall to stop the water, but sometimes the water rushes over it into the streets. Residents do not want to leave their country and are doing what they can to save it. An Earth Month is underway at the University of Oklahoma. The university's Environmental Studies Department will be hosting many activities up until Earth Day at the end of April. To kick off the events, Sooners Without Borders program held a water jeopardy game on the South Oval. Over the next few weeks, there will be environmentalist panels and various activities to participate in. For more details about the events, visit ou.edu/earthmonth at OU. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kelsea. And the university has a new club that's quite literally reaching new heights. This spring, OU Skydiving Club became an official addition to the student life and now has more than 60 registered members, providing the perfect outlet for adrenaline junkies like the founder and president of the club, Bray Burkholder.
Skydiving is on everyone's bucket list for a reason. You at least got to go try it out once, and college is the time to do it, especially when you go out and do it with your friends. It makes it that much more fun.
So far, the club has only done indoor skydiving, but they plan on doing outdoor jumps sometime next month. Burkholder says they've been able to make skydiving affordable for club members, thanks to partnership with Scissortail Skydiving, a drop zone just south of Norman, located in Purcell. The skydiving club meets bi-weekly in Dale Hall on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And for more information, you can visit the club's website on OrgSync.
If you live in Norman and are tired of traveling a long ways to go fishing, you're in luck.
Coming up, we'll tell you what pond is making an effort to reel in fishers. Well, it really is a beautiful day out there, but today is coming to change. Jordan Overton is tracking our next storm system. Jordan?
That's right, our next storm system is moving in from the northwest. All the details coming up after the break. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Jordan Overton with Look at Your Weather. So right now, it was beautiful out there, but our next system's coming on the way. It's moving in right now. In fact, right now it's in Nebraska and South Dakota, North Dakota, over in Montana. This cold front, low pressure system is moving our way, and it's going to start to impact the region really tomorrow, and then tomorrow afternoon, then into Friday. It's going to bring us a big blast of cold air. All right, here we go. So here it is, Thursday at 5 o'clock. It's going to be right on our doorstep, right northwest Oklahoma. Notice a strong southerly winds. That's going to bring the moisture back. Today it was dry out there. Tomorrow it's going to be muggy. So you're going to feel the humidity tomorrow, okay? Now here it comes. It gets closer. Notice it's right on our doorstep Friday morning. Here we go. So Friday morning at 9 a.m. It's warm. It's muggy. It means we're going to have unstable air, okay? Unstable air across all of Oklahoma. We've got a cold front. Normally in March, that would mean storms, right? So storms along the cold front is what you would typically expect in this situation. But on Friday, things are going to be a little bit different than what you would normally see. Friday is a conditional threat. We have a chance for severe thunderstorms. If we see thunderstorms, we're going to see the chance for tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds. But right now, it's conditional. And this is why. We have a cap. You've heard the cap before. It's a lid on the atmosphere. What it does is it prevents storms from forming. Okay? So here's our, let's pretend this is our clouds, this is our air, this is our storms, all right? They come up. This air is warmer. What did you learn in science class? What happens to cold air? It sinks. Warm air rises, cold air sinks, all right? So here it goes. This air rises, but up here it's warmer than the air that's rising. What does that make it? Colder. And so it sinks. And we're going to see a lot of that on Friday. And the question is, can a thunderstorm break through that cap? If it does, this area is going to see severe storms. Oklahoma City, Norman, Tulsa. We will see severe storms if we can break through the cap, and that's why Friday is a conditional threat. I do think we will see 1 or 2 thunderstorms with this system, but right now, we're going to have to kind of see what happens on Friday. All right, so here we go. Here's those chances for rain. Again, Friday, we got 71 degrees. Saturday, 45 is our high. It's going to be chilly. Make sure you're ready. It's still March. And then Sunday, we got a chance for a frost. All right, Oklahoma City 36, Norman 37, Enid 33, Woodward 32. If you're planning to plant, if you're wanting to put some plants out there, I'd wait. I would wait until we get to next week. Wait till next week. Leave them out for right now, just in case on Sunday morning we see that frost, we see that freeze, because I'd really hate for you to plant your flowers and everything else, and then the freeze comes on Sunday morning and it's not good. So just wait till next week and then we'll be good.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I already put my plants out, and I did notice that was a bad idea. So
Yeah,
if anyone
Bring them
has,
inside. Bring them inside if you
I'll
can.
put either some, what is it, you can put some sheets on top
Yeah,
of
you
them
can put
too?
it. You can put some plastic over it. Sometimes you want to prevent the frost from getting on the leaves of the plants, because the colder it is, the worse it can be.
All right, thank you,
Thank
Jordan.
you, Jordan. Well, and if you plan on using that warmer weather for some outdoor activities, you might consider fishing. The Close to Home Pond program allows Norman residents to not have to travel far to go fishing in a pond that is regularly stocked. Many residents know about Lake Thunderbird fishing and boating in Norman, but now there is more options for local fishing.
Yeah, I've got a 3-pound catfish over there. I figured, well, that'll make dinner tonight. Well, they stock a lot of the close to home ponds. I know that this pond's stocked and a bunch of others. That's how I found out about this place, because it's a close to home fishing pond.
The Oklahoma Wildlife Department stocks 3 ponds in Norman and many more across the state. If you would like more information on what ponds are stocked in your area or see rules and regulations, go to the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation website and search Close to Home.
Well, if you're feeling lucky on this Wednesday, you might want to go buy a lottery ticket because the Powerball is up to a whopping $750 million. This is the 4th highest prize the U.S. lottery has ever seen. But with all the ticket buying going on today, that jackpot will likely go up. If you take the cash option, you would go home with about $465 million. Not bad. Tickets are only $2, and the drawing will be tonight at 9:59 p.m. Central Time. And while OU got one of its biggest football transfers ever at the end of last season,
OU Nightly's Christian Nunley has more on what he had to say in his first OU media session.
Well, Baylee, as you said, Jalen Hurts did address the OU media for the first time, and the NFL is trying a little too late to correct an error from this past season. Stick around. Sports is next. And after the week-long hiatus, Wednesday Sports is back with no other than one of the most important people on this campus, Jalen Hurts, not myself. Jalen Hurts and Tanner Mordecai took to the stand today to discuss the ongoing battle at the quarterback position. Similar to last year, I'm not sure this is much of a competition, but for all intents and purposes, it's being called that.
We have a vision of what we want to do, what we want to be as a team, the things we want to achieve. So, we're holding everybody accountable to do that. We're working hard day in and day out.
There's a standard here for quarterbacks, really high standard, higher than anybody else, and we have to keep that standard. As Kyler leaves and as Baker left, Kyler took it over and he withheld it, and that's what's expected for the next guy.
And Chloe has more on the news from the NFL. Chloe?
The NFL is making a significant change to its instant replay process that could have saved the Saints in the NFC Championship game. By a 31-1 owner's vote, pass interference penalties, both offensive and defensive, will be reviewable during the 2019 football season. New Orleans head coach Sean Payton spearheaded the competition committee on the rule that could have changed his team's fate back in January.
And a lot of time spent by guys on the committee, by the coaches, and it's great when you can arrive at we think it's a good change.
I think that the fans are going to hate this rule change by week 5 or 6. Take the end of the Super Bowl, the play before.
The coaches are happy, but it's true. It's going to be interesting to see how fans adjust to the choppiness interference reviews will make, or the Hail Marys that occur within final seconds of games, ending in a flag for all. Back to you, Christian.
Thanks, Chloe. Day late and $1 short for Sean Payton, the head coach of the Saints. Similar video replay rules were brought into college baseball this past year, allowing calls to be reviewed after the fact. Skip Johnson and the OU baseball team felt the downside of this new rule. Last night, the Sooners took on our little brothers in Stillwater and couldn't obtain the lead for the majority until late in the 8th inning when bats got going and they tied it up at 5 apiece. Then, in the 9th, with 1 out and 2 runners on base, a seemingly clear double play was overturned, leading to the walk-off run 1 batter later. Tough outing for the baseball squad, but they are back on the grass this weekend against West Virginia. And after a rough patch for the Thunder, losing 5 of their last 6, they look to right the ship tonight against the Pacers. The Thunder suffered a loss at the hand of the Pacers just 2 weeks ago and need some wins late here if they want to avoid a bout against Kevin Durant and the Warriors in the first round of the playoffs. And on the tune of basketball, check this out.
I would like you to rank these legendary basketball players from best to worst.
I'm the best, Michael second best, LeBron.
Listen, I know this might have been a TV stunt, but come on, Kobe. You know you're not the GOAT. It's LeBron. It's LeBron.
I would argue Shaq's better than Kobe, but
ooh, I might have to side with you on that.
That's a
one.
hot take right there.
Yeah,
it is.
Thanks, Christian.
Of course.
Well, our next story might change your mind about if you are a cat person or a dog person.
Stay with us.
I'm Abbie Bennett at the OU Nightly Update Desk. In Wisconsin, Jake Patterson pleaded guilty today to the abduction of 13-year-old Jamie Kloss and the murder of her parents. Police arrested Patterson in January after Kloss escaped. In October, Patterson broke into the home of the Kloss family and killed Kloss's parents. He faces a sentence of life imprisonment. Kloss was held captive for 88 days. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, if you're anything like Baylee and I here, you love a good animal story.
They're an odd couple, and now they have a forever home together.
Kitty is a 6-year-old tabby cat, and Layla is a 2-year-old chihuahua, and they were dropped off at a Boston shelter a couple weeks ago in the same carrier.
Staff were able to see how devoted the pair were to each other. Typically, the center separates dogs and cats, but special arrangements were made that let them two sleep together near each other, and now Kitty and Layla were adopted together by a couple.
Thank you for joining us for OU Nightly tonight. Be sure to watch us daily at 4:30.
Good night.
Good night.